Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Pixel and welcome to the Sapphire Tech YouTube channel. With the recent release of our brand new Sapphire Pulse RX 7600 XT graphics card, I thought that it would be interesting to take a quick look at a handful of in-game benchmarks from games that have released in recent years. Don't worry, we will be taking a look at other popular games in the very near future, but due to how gaming tech has been changing over the last couple of years, it's now taking a little bit longer to really dial in those optimized settings, because there's just so many options that we now need to consider. For this video, I've done my best to stick with nice and simple graphical presets. I'll show the settings used at the start of each section, and as always, I do want to point out that all the footage in this video was recorded using AMD Relive, and our custom performance overlay is powered by Returnal statistics server. Oh, and all the games were captured at a 1080p resolution. But with that said, let's get right to it. The first game that we're going to be taking a look at today is Returnal. The reasoning for this is pretty simple actually, it's because it contains one of the better in-game benchmarks that we've seen in this generation. In terms of settings, we are at 1080p and utilising the game's high graphical presets. This results in a very respectable 81 FPS average, and thanks to the 16GB of available VRAM, performance was very smooth and reliable. We could even increase a few of these graphical settings and see very little performance impact, so yeah, a very positive start. Next up, we have Assassin's Creed Mirage, and for this one we went with the very high preset, which gave us an average frame rate of 95. Now, whilst the game is running very smoothly, unfortunately the benchmark itself does appear to be juddering in some way, especially later on when we start to see some long camera pans. This is not a performance issue, but rather just a poorly designed camera system that doesn't appear to update on a per frame basis. I just wanted to point that out for anybody that doesn't fully understand the performance overlay. Also, to be clear, this judder is not present during actual gameplay, it actually runs very smooth. Now, I have to be honest, I really haven't played very many racing games over the past couple of years, so I did have to ask a friend for some recommendations when it came to benchmark settings. He told me that Singapore with rain at night is one of the most taxing races you can do, so that's what we've gone with here. Once again, we are using the game's high graphical preset, but as the performance will hopefully show, we have a decent amount of headroom on the table that we could use to increase the visuals if we wanted to aim for a 60 FPS target, but since I know there's a lot of race fans out there that really like to target a high refresh rate experience, I thought the high preset offered a fairly nice balance whilst also not overcomplicating things. Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora is without a doubt the most taxing game that we're going to be taking a look at today. Once again, we're going with the high graphics preset, which does make use of FSR upscaling at its quality mode, and as you can see at the start of the benchmark, we do actually dip just below that 60 FPS target, but with a few more tweaks to the settings, a modest overclock, or simply just not recording, I'm confident that the 60 FPS target could be achieved. Also, it's worth mentioning that whilst we're not using it during this benchmark run, the game also does have native support for FSR3 frame generation, meaning that we can push that 60 FPS average up towards a high refresh rate experience if that's something that you're into. And last but not least, we have Cyberpunk 2077. Again, we've gone for the 1080p high settings preset, but this time we have manually disabled FSR2 upscaling. This gives us an average frame rate of around 90, and once again, we're seeing extremely smooth and reliable performance with no stutters or hitching. Visually, this game still looks amazing even without ray tracing, and with FSR 3 frame generation confirmed for the future, things are likely only going to get better. I did also, for those wondering, take the game for a spin around Dogtown, and I can confirm that the performance holds up even in the most demanding areas. Okay, so that was 5 recently released games running on our Sapphire Pulse RX 7600 XT graphics card, and as mentioned at the beginning of this video, I am still in the process of capturing footage for a whole bunch of other games that don't contain built-in benchmarks, so be sure to subscribe to the channel if you've not done so already, so that way you'll be notified when that video goes live. For more information on the Pulse RX 7600 XT, please check out the link in the description down below. And until next time, from myself and everybody here at the Sapphire Tech YouTube channel, thank you so much for stopping by and watching. And until next time, we'll catch you later. Bye bye.